Okay, we'll get back to this when we start the other entries, but for right now, I keep losing my mouse. Go back to this list. Okay, so you printed your residential reports, and the operating account needs to be reconciled, and that may be one or two accounts. Right now, some of them we're in the middle of switching them over, but every account that it has to be reconciled before before you can do the rest of this.
But that'll be something that you'll take care of.
Right. But check with me before you start doing all of these other things.
So we're ideally looking for a check mark to be in that box for that, for you, from you guys.
Yes.
What we're, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and if we want, let's stop here and then we'll go back because all of this is going to need a GPR entry to do this. So let's start with the monthly accruals. And right now we were on Chapel Hill, correct? So I'm going to pull up. Yes, there's a file out there called X Monthly Accounting Files, and no, I did not name it. I think that's a Craig thing, but okay, I'm looking for Chapel Hill. I don't know why there's two 2019s. Okay, I've already done this, but I'll pull the entry up anyway. Chapel Hill has a bank loan, but FSAC 1 was refinanced all into one loan, so we no longer have to do an interest accrual every month on this set of books. It's all falls under, it's in one payment under FSAC 1, and I don't know who has those.
For those of you who don't know, FSAC 1 was a $10 million equity fund. It used that equity to buy 10 properties, and the way it's organized is 10 FSAC 1 is like the holding company. Then it owns individual LLCs that own each property. So like it owns 10 Chapel Hill South LLC, which then owns the property at 128 McGee Road in Chapel Hill.
Take this baby cube out of here. Taking it out of almost everything else.
Green Cube is what the facility was called before we bought it.
And every property we have has at least 5 names. It's a rule.
Yeah, that's no
Not flooded?
Yeah.
Oh.
I probably kicked it out by accident.
So this is where we are going to get the first part of that checklist, the monthly accruals.
Right, the monthly accruals. So the property taxes are generally, there are notes over here. Please don't pay any attention to these. These are all Gary thingies. I've made all the notes up here on this front page. This is our annual property tax. Really kind of need to look at that. That doesn't look like enough, does it?
So we'll need access to these files as well?
Yes. Because we're going in and putting all this.
This is the journal entry you're going to create every month.
It'll probably be the same almost every month.
For the most part, yes. The property taxes are paid once a year. When I get the new bills in, this is based on the 2018 payment. When I get the new bills in, which I've gotten some of them and I haven't had time to check, I will change this and it will fix the accrual, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll catch up. Insurance is paid once a year, and this is booked as a prepaid. If you'll look right here, there's a prepaid amount in your general ledger. It was an annual payment of $2,273, and I just divide that by 12. The insurance for most of our properties are on one policy that renews, I think, in May. So when the policy renews, you'll have to go in and change the amount. Like I said, this one used to have an interest that it does not anymore. So this is the only entry that you have to make for these FSAC companies, or FSAC 1 companies.
So
Are
we'll be
the-
getting the insurance bills too now, and then being responsible for changing this?
You will not, because it comes in as one lump sum. That's one of my
To do that.
responsibilities is
So we're
to,
just pulling numbers from here.
yeah,
Okay.
you
You said the evil words, journal entry.
yes,
You know, I hate journal entries
oh well,
with a passion.
that's okay.
So can you, I want you to like write it out for me like I'm in the third grade.
Well, this is what this does. All this does is tell you that you're going to go into this account right here
Right,
and debit it for $318.11. You're going to go into that account, which doesn't have an account number, but if you put in ACC,
mhm,
it will pull up a list of accrued accounts.
Okay.
And I'll show you that in just a minute, but I can't do both screens. But I have that. I print these and just leave them with my checklist because
okay.
that way I know it's been done.
I'm just very visual with like how I put stuff in there. I'll learn eventually. It'll
Yeah.
be second nature.
And we'll go in and do this one in
Yeah.
just a second. But it tells you right here on this page what it is you're doing. You're debiting insurance expense and you're crediting the prepaid insurance.
Mhm.
So, okay, let's go back over to QuickBooks. Oops. And we will go into reports. And if you pull up the balance sheet, and definitely going to change this to the last day of the month. Oops, wrong one, wrong month. Okay, so we're at August 31st. If we go into one of these accounts that are on the balance sheet, like these accrued property taxes, it'll show you, down to the liabilities, it'll show you all the other entries for the year. See, we've accrued $318 every month. If you go into the last one, go into September or July 31st, more, copy. You're already there. All you have to do is change the month. Now the ones with loans
Yeah, back up. I missed that
are
one.
going to be a little different.
This is to enter
Mhm.
your journal entry for property tax.
For property tax and prepaid insurance, right?
Hmm.
This is the easiest way. You can actually go in and create a new one if you want every month. But this is the easiest way I found. You just copy, all your account numbers are there. All the correct accounts are right on your screen, and all you have to do is copy and change the date. Now you may need to change the numbers too when that time comes, but for the most part, this is the entry that you're going to make every single month. And the numbers don't change but once a year. And then just save and close, and your accrual entry is done. For the ones that have bank loans, we'll have to do a separate calculation for that, but we'll go through that later on. We'll work with this one for right now.
Well, is there anything you want to add to that?